Welcome to another episode of BWT. I'm your host, Teddy. Today we'll be recapping the Yankees and Braves series, and then we will be reviewing the top 10 picks and how they're doing so far. And we will also be recapping day one of the Little League World Series. So to get started, game one in the Yankee series, in the top of the first, Harrison Bader gets us on the board with an RBI ground ball. Austin Riley in the bottom of the first connects for his 29th home run of the season to tie the game up. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa gets an RBI single in the top of the second to go up 2-1. And then in the bottom of the second, Nicky Lopez hits a 2 RBI single to go up 3-1. And then Michael Harris follows up with a RBI single to go up 4-2. In the bottom of the third, Eddie Rosario hits a 2 RBI single to go up 6-2. And then Orlando Arcia hits an RBI single to go up 7-2. And Nicky Lopez strikes again for another RBI single to go up 8-2. In the bottom of the sixth, Austin Riley scores on a wild pitch to go up 9-2. And in the bottom of the eighth, Eddie Rosario hits a 2-run home run for his 17th home run of the season to go up 11-2. And in the top of the ninth, Anthony Volpe hits an RBI triple to make the score 11-3, which ended up being the final score. Yankees lose. Max Fried gets the win for the Braves. He is 4-1 on the season with a 2.57 ERA. And the losing pitcher for the Yankees is Clark Schmidt. He is now 8-7 with a 4.76 ERA. Very disappointed in Schmidt. This was a very big test for him. He's been pitching very well. He's been a solid number 2 for the past month. And he just didn't live up to the expectations that I had for him and that other Yankees fans also had for him. So we lose game one of the series. And then game two of the series is Luis Severino is the starting pitcher for the Yankees. And if you have been following him for the past month and a half, he has been the worst pitcher in MLB. There's not a first inning that he goes into that he does not allow over 3 runs or minimum. So with that being said, in the bottom of the first, Marcell Ozuna connected for a 3-run home run, his 24th of the season, to go up 3-0. And the funny part about this is when I loaded up the game, there was 2 outs with Matt Olson up, and I was scared. Luis Severino ended up walking him. And then the very first pitch of Ozuna's at bat, he goes 415, 420 straight away center field. And then in the bottom of the fourth, Ronald Acuna also connected for a 2-run home run, his 27th of the season, making it 5-0, which ended up being the final score of that game. This game was terrible for the Yankees offensively. We only got 1 hit. We grounded into at least 5 double plays. And we had 2 errors. So we had more errors than hits and runs combined, which is embarrassing. You can't be going out there and doing what they're doing. They're just having terrible at-bats right now. I mean, some of it is kind of like just bad luck. But at the end of the day, they're just not getting the job done. And they're getting paid the big bucks to get the job done, and it's just not happening. Boone, he just looks up there blowing his bubbles with his stupid gum on the top step. He just looked confused every time the camera goes to him. He's just like, And then he does this face. And it's just like, buddy, can you make a change? Like, why is Luis Severino still in the starting rotation? Do you not have eyes? Do you not see what he has done this past month and a half in his starts? He is 2-8 on the season with a 7.98 ERA. That is almost an 8 ERA. You cannot be a starting pitcher in this league having an 8 ERA. I don't care if you throw 98, 99. It's flat. These hitters nowadays, they are practicing that 98, 99 at the top of the zone because the game has evolved, right? It's not all about command and stuff like that anymore. There's pitchers that do that, like Marcus Stroman. He was having a good season, but he took a step back as well because guys start getting used to it, and like that 98, 99, it's when it doesn't have any movement to it, any run, it's just flat and it's easy to hit. And that's why everybody's teeing off on you, buddy. Like, just make a change, man. Like, I'm sick and tired of seeing Luis Severino out there on every fifth day. Why are we still giving him opportunities? It's like if you had um you had someone in your life, right? And they constantly are doing you wrong, doing you wrong, doing you wrong, doing you wrong. Something in your head is going to click like, hey, something needs to change. And if not, then I don't know what's wrong with you. You probably got the Aaron Boone syndrome. Um, the winning pitcher for the Braves was Bryce Elder. He is 9-4 in the season with a 3.46 ERA. And for the third game of the series, I was hoping that the Yankees can come out and salvage a win at least, just to get something, out of this. In the bottom of the second, Eddie Rosario connects for a 2-run home run, his 18th of the season, and that was the final score, 2-0. The Yankees get shut out back-to-back games for the first time this season. The winning pitcher was Charlie Morton for the Braves. He's 12-10 with a 3.54 ERA. The losing pitcher is Randy Vasquez. He has a 2.42 ERA on the season, and he is 1-2 on the season. And Raciel Iglesias came in for the save. He got it his 23rd of the season. He's got a 3.11 ERA. And with this loss, the Yankees go under 500 for the first time this late in the season since 1995. The Yankees are 60-61 on the season. The only good thing about that is in 95, we brought up a kid named Derek Jeter, right? And then in 96, they won the title. In 98, they won the title. In 99, they won the title. In 2000, they won the title. In 2001, they went to the World Series and were a blooper away from four-peating. That was the dynasty. The big three, the core four. Man, it's so hopefully that repeats itself. I'm banking on that. I'm hoping because this past season has been dreadful. To cover this team every series, to see them continuously lose series. On this last road trip, they're 2-7. 2-7. They were only able to win one game against the Chicago White Sox and one game against the Miami Marlins. And then they got swept against the Braves. The Miami Marlins, we should have taken that series. We were up 4 in the bottom of the 9th. Michael King blew it. He blew it. There's no other way to describe it. He blew it. Um, Not Michael King, sorry, Clay Holmes. Clay Holmes. They look alike. They have the same pitches. Sorry, Clay Holmes, you didn't blow it this time. I mean, sorry, Michael King, you didn't blow it. Clay Holmes, you blew it. All right. Tired of tired of the constant, oh, it's right in front of us. We just gotta go get it. We're a couple wins away, blah blah blah. Like Aaron Judge even just keeps repeating that. Um, I'm starting to question his leadership. Because he just says what Boone says. He just repeats it. And Boone is not a good leader. I always say the worst thing that happened to the Yankees organization was Aaron Boone hitting that walk-off home run in 2003 off of Tim Wakefield to send them to the World Series. Because now I feel like Cashman feels obligated to keep him around. And that's another dude. Buddy, your time is up. You've been here for too long. There hasn't been any recent success. The last time we won was 09. We've been to the ALCS a couple times last year. We got swept by the Astros. And look what they're doing. They went out at the trade deadline. They're in the heat of the dog days of the summer. And they're in a battle for their playoffs. And they went out and got Justin Verlander. They went out and got another relief arm. Like we should not accept people coming back from the IL as a trade deadline. We ended up getting Chris Middleton and Spencer Howard. Chris Middleton, he has come in. I like what I see from him. He's pitching well on the Yankees. Spencer Howard, I don't even think he's on the major league roster. I haven't seen him. At the point of the trade, he had a 10 ERA, and he only appeared in 3 games this season. Why the hell would we trade for him? Like, it's just frustrating. It's really frustrating. This team just constantly just disappoints me every single day. And I'm tired of it. But there's 6.5 games out of the final wild card spot, with a series going up against the Red Sox this weekend, the team right above them. So if we can win this series or sweep, it would put us in a good spot, you know? There's still hope. There's still hope, folks. I still got it. I'm going to preach it until we are mathematically out of contention for the playoffs. But until then, I'm just ready to be disappointed, because that's all these guys have done all season. It's just been constant disappointment. So let's get into the top 10 draft picks. The number 1 overall pick was selected by the Pirates, Paul Skeens, pitcher from LSU. In rookie ball, he's pitched 1 inning, no hits, no runs, and 1 strikeout. In A ball, he has pitched 1 inning, allowing 1 hit, 2 strikeouts, no runs. So in his in his professional career so far, he's pitched 2 innings, only allowing 1 hit, 3 strikeouts, and no runs. This kid is it. They did not miss with this pick. Good job by Pittsburgh. Hopefully he can get up to Pittsburgh quickly to help them out in the NL Central, because they were in it this year until a couple injuries happened and their pitching let them down. They were leading the division, and that's a tight division. with now we got the Cubs and the Brewers, you know, and the Reds. They're also young team looking to climb to the top of the ranks. Um, with the second overall pick is LSU outfielder Dylan Cruz, Paul Skeens' teammate. The Nationals selected him. He only played one game in rookie ball, seeing 3 pitches in 3 at-bats. He went 3 for 3 with a double and 2 singles. And then he was called up to A-ball. He's played 9 games. He's hitting .326 with an on-base percentage of .396, and he is slugging .651. He has 14 hits, 2 doubles, 4 home runs, 17 RBIs. He's a dude. He's a dude. He's going to make the jump quickly. I see him going to the majors in 1, maybe 2 years. I love what I see from him. He had the streak of getting on base for the entire season. It was like 75 games or something like that last year when LSU won the national championship. And I believe he was the leadoff hitter in that lineup. And with the third pick, the Tigers selected outfielder Max Clark. He's played 8 games in rookie ball, hitting .276 with an on-base percentage of .382, and he's slugging .690. He's gotten 8 hits, 4 doubles, 1 triple, 2 home runs, and 8 RBIs. Another dude. They didn't miss with this pick. I've been following this kid for the last 2-3 years. He's been the one of the best high school players around for the past 2-3 years. If you don't know this kid, look him up on YouTube. The kid's electric. He's got plus tools, and I think that he's going to take maybe 2 to 3 years to get to the majors and help out Detroit. And then with the fourth pick, the Rangers selected Wyatt Langford from Florida. He has played 3 games in rookie ball. He hit .385 with an on-base percentage of .429, and he's slugging .846. He got 5 hits, 3 doubles, 1 home run, and 4 RBIs. Then he got called up to high A ball. He played 10 games, an average of .314, an OBP of .467, and he's slugging .629. He has 11 hits, 4 doubles, 2 triples, 1 home run, 6 RBIs. The Rangers, again, they didn't miss with this pick. They've had a great season so far. I see them making a big push in the playoffs. Their trade deadline acquisitions of pitchers with Max Scherzer, Jordan Montgomery, and others is really going to help them out. Scherzer, I've been in here saying that he was old, but he looks like he just needed to get out of New York. And maybe the expectations were a little too high for him, and he couldn't handle that. But he's been pitching well with the Rangers so far. So good for them. With the 5th pick, the Twins selected Walker Jenkins. In rookie ball, he's hitting .342 with an on-base percentage of .375, slugging .605 in 9 games. He's gotten 13 hits, 2 doubles, 1 triple, 2 home runs, and 9 RBIs. Again, didn't miss these top 5 picks. These teams did their research, got their guys, and I believe all 5 of these guys should be in the majors within 3 seasons. With the sixth pick, the A's selected shortstop Jacob Wilson. Rookie ball, he hit 455 with an on-base percentage of 500, slugging 636 in 3 games. He had 5 hits, 2 doubles, and 2 RBIs. Then he was called up to high A ball. He's gone 303 average, on-base percentage of 385, and is slugging 394 with 10 hits, 3 doubles, and 3 RBIs. This kid, when I looked him up, he impressed me with his hands. He's got some smooth hands at short. That's needed to play that position. He's got some range, and he can hit for contact. He's not gonna be the guy to hit the ball out of the park, but he will shoot gap to gap. So with the A's, I believe he'll be there within 3 to 4 years. With the 7th pick in the draft, the Reds selected Rhett Lauder, from a pitcher from Wake Forest. He hasn't played any professional baseball yet, but in college he was 15-0 with a 1.87 ERA and 143 strikeouts at Wake Forest. That is very impressive. Pitching in the ACC is no joke. And for him to be the ace of the team that was ranked number 1 in the nation at one point, that says a lot, and those numbers speak for themselves. So he should be able to jump high in. He should be able to make the jump quickly and be a number 3 or 4 guy in their rotation with the Reds in 2 to 3 years, I say. With the 8th pick, the Royals selected catcher from high school, Blake Mitchell. He's playing some summer ball. He's played 8 games. He's hitting 250, OBP of 400, slugging 650. He's 2 for 8. He's gotten 2 hits and 1 RBI. Small sample size, but they said this kid has a tremendous throwing arm, and he's very athletic behind the plate. They're going to need that in the Royals organization because Salvador Perez, he's getting old, right? He's making starts at first base now. That goes to tell me that his knees are not in a good spot. He's been doing it for a while, so I get it. So for them to go out and draft a need at that position, good job. I say he takes about 4 years to get to the majors. With the 9th overall pick, the Rockies selected Chase Dollander. He also has not played any pro ball yet. He was 7-6 with a 4.75 ERA and 120 Ks in college. He went to the University of Tennessee. This kid's got electric stuff. Rockies need pitching. That's one thing that they lack. They lack a lot on that roster, but pitching is a very big need, especially playing in Colorado with that high altitude. Ball flies there, so you need good pitching to be able to keep the ball in the park. And with the 10th overall pick, the Marlins selected Noble Mayer. He has made 1 appearance in rookie ball. He's gotten through 4 innings, only allowing 2 hits with 2 earned runs, 6 strikeouts, and 3 walks. For him, he was drafted in a good spot for pitching development. The Marlins have been able to get guys and develop them really well, pitching wise. With Yuri Perez, Sandy Alcantara, those guys, they were in the minor league system for like about 2 to 3 years, and then they came onto the scene. Sandy Alcantara, he won NL Cy Young last year. He took a step back this year, but now he's been his last start against the Yankees. He threw a complete game, only allowing 1 run. So I feel like he found his groove, and that's big for them because they're making a playoff push. And starting pitching is going to be needed because every pitch counts in October. So that's the top 10 draft picks of this season and how they're doing so far. And for the final segment of the show today, we'll be going over the first day of the Little League World Series. The first game, Panama beats Czech Republic 4-0. Panama starting pitcher threw 4 innings, 12 Ks. For those who don't understand, there are 12 outs in those 4 innings. That means he struck out 12 guys in a row. He was throwing 74 miles per hour on a Little League diamond, which is MLB equivalent to 96 if he would back up to 60 feet, 6 inches. So this kid's definitely got a bright future. When he came out in the 5th, the rest of the staff was able to lock them down and get those 6 outs in a row to get a combined no-hitter in the first game of the Little League World Series. And the starting pitcher comes up, bases loaded, grand slam, hits a bomb. So Ohtani has had an influence to these kids, man. They're following this guy, they're seeing what he does, and they want to be the next Ohtani. This kid's got a bright future ahead of him. Wish nothing but the best, kid. In the second game, Rhode Island and Nevada were in a pitching duel. When I tell you a pitching duel, man, the starting pitchers combined for around 20 strikeouts. These kids were dealing. And Rhode Island was able to win the game 3-1. For the third game of the Little League World Series, Japan beat Cuba 1-0. Cuba's very first game in the Little League World Series ever, and they got to go against juggernaut Japan. And Japan also combined for a no-hitter. So there was 2 no-hitters in the first 3 games of the Little League World Series this season. The pitching, man, the pitching is key, right? You come out the first day, you throw your best guy every time. It's a tournament, you want to win, right? The hitters got to make an adjustment for these kids to be able to stay composed and finish the job. Kudos to them. Cuba, congratulations for making the World Series. Cuba's starting pitcher pitched pretty well. His name is Luis Gurriel. If you remember that, if that last name rings a bell, it's Yuli Gurriel and Lourdes Gurriel, those guys in the major leagues right now. So the kid has the MLB gene in his blood. So he's got a bright future ahead of him as well. And in the last game of the night, Texas beats Pennsylvania 2-1. If you want to see some 12-year-olds flashing the leather, look up this game. Go watch it. These kids were putting on a defensive clinic. When I took, man, those guys were, oof, that was fun to watch. Really fun to watch, man. Crazy double plays, just insane picks. Like it was really fun to watch, man. And the energy of that game was up there. Sorry to all the DC guys. This was the team that kicked you guys out. So sorry, guys, but yeah. That's all I got for you guys today. hope you guys enjoyed the show. As always, I love coming on here, talking this beautiful game. We will have another episode tomorrow. We got some members of Red Sox Nation, and myself and another Yankee fan will be previewing the weekend series. So if you want to hear some trash talk, if you wanna see some debating, and man, it's gonna get crazy. I know it is. So don't miss that show. Make sure you like, follow, and share this video. Make sure you click the link to become a member to the Refuse to Lose network on YouTube. Shout out to everybody who has been tuning in. We got 10,000 views on this channel, BWT. I appreciate you guys. Much love. Yankees for life. Peace.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.